Hi everybody on YouTube. I have a surprise. My little baby girl came early. She was born last week, April 15th at 6:05 p.m. and I was 37 weeks and I wasn't expecting to have her this early. I kind of wanted it to happen, but it took me by surprise anyways. Excuse my appearance. I'm so tired. Motherhood is challenging. It's my first time, so it's been an adventure. Well, the whole labor and delivery story started out about 3 days before the actual birth. I started having contractions 15 minutes apart, and I was like, oh, okay, they say that this could last like a few weeks or whatever, and then that went on for about 2 days. And then all of a sudden that night I started having contractions 5 minutes apart, and I was in the hospital. Like I said before, I was going to check in a month before my due date, so I was already in the hospital. I went over to the nurses and I told them, look, I'm having 5 minutes contractions 5 minutes apart. So they said, okay, go to the labor and delivery room so that they can monitor you all the time. So I went to the labor and delivery room. I was put on an NST machine to monitor her heartbeat and my contractions, and they were indeed 5 minutes apart. They checked my cervix and I was only dilated 1 or 2 centimeters. I think only 1. Here they measure it by how many fingers that they put up, so I can never really tell how much exactly that was. So they kept telling me, you're still starting out slow and you haven't dilated much, so this could go on for a few days. So I was the whole day having 5 minutes contractions 5 minutes apart, and throughout the whole night too. They checked me again the next morning and I started dilating just slightly more, so they decided to induce because they saw I was going through quite some very painful contractions by then. So I was put on oxytocin, and my husband came about an hour after that, and Linda baby, and it was horrible. The main problem was that I was not dilating fast enough. I wasn't going anywhere, and they kept increasing the dosage of the oxytocin, so I kept having worse contractions after that, and I'd say the last 3 hours of my labor I was actually screaming. Okay, I was like, I looked and I sounded like a dinosaur. Okay, my pain threshold, or whatever you call it, must be very low, because I've heard women be in labor in that same labor and delivery room, and they did not sound anything like me. So I felt kind of embarrassed, but the pain was just unbearable. So I was in a special room where they had a stereo and certain things that you could use during your labor. I was using the big round ball, and I was sitting on that for a while, and that kind of helped a little bit. I say for the first 4 hours it made the pain slightly more bearable, but then the last 3 hours nothing was working. They even gave me gas, and that helped a little bit for 1 hour, but then that stopped working too. So in the end, my water hadn't even broken throughout this whole mess. So in the end, they had to go and break my waters, and then I'd say roughly about a half hour to 45 minutes after that, this little precious little angel came out finally. she didn't want to come down either. My tummy stayed up way, way, way high. So it was really, really rough. So I have to say, I would definitely have to think it really hard if I want to have another baby. I probably won't feel the same way about 2 or 3 months from now, but right now the experience is way too fresh for me to say I'll have another child. But I am so happy that she is finally here. She is the most precious, beautiful little thing, and we thank God, we praise God so much for her. And she's just our little pride and joy, and my husband is so proud. He's a very, very proud daddy. And we just love her to pieces. So before, I think I might have run over time, so I'll cut this video short here. I just wanted to introduce Linda Stefania. She's still sleeping. I have to wake her up for her feeding time, breastfeeding, which also is another story that hasn't been easy either, but I'll make another video on that. So okay, well, I just wanted to update you guys on what's been going on. So God bless everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.